Grunny's birthday, Vegas style. Dave Linden.
Let's do this.
Hey, Fatfish heads. It's time for another edition of the hottest new podcast on all platforms, Fatfish. Sit back and strap yourself in for the wildest ride on the open seas. Now, flap your fins for the fabulous Fatfish brothers, Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
85, man. I can't believe we're here. 85. Starting to line up some people for 90 and 100.
90 and 100.
Yeah, 100 is going to be special. I think we got to do it. We'll talk about it later. But, buddy, it goes so fast. 85. It's amazing, right?
It is.
Can I start by saying I'm talking to the listeners and the viewers. This guy, my brother, that guy, with the great hair and a great ass, he was an amazing host for my weekend the week in Las Vegas, Nevada. Boy, I had fun, man. I had so much fun. You were a big part of it. I started out with you. I ended up with you. I ended the last night, came in. It was, if you want to ask me any questions, I will answer them. Send the emails. I'm an open book, baby.
Yeah. Well, that being said, having you here was great, and we had him in the bar, and Brad's always on. The guy's the quick-wittedest guy I've ever in the restaurants, everything like that. Your belly, in a time where maybe, some of you are worried about what's going on in the world and the country, this is a barrel of laughs. I mean, a big barrel of laughs. And that guy. So I got a kind of a montage of a couple of videos. One goes from the past. This shows Brad leading up to the moment. Then we have Brad poolside. Then we got a few pictures he's going to discuss. He's with the big icon in town, not me. And let's start. Well, here's Brad from the past, and this leads up. This is what he does. So we're going 30 years back, and this is the Vegas Brad 30 years ago.
It's a blast from the past. All your favorite arcade games like Asteroid, Centipede, Defender, and Gallagher. So polish up your old moves. You'll need them to survive the arcade classics. Now available in 2-in-1 game packs for Game Boy and Super Game Boy, baby.
So that's Brad. That's Brad just warming up for his Vegas trip before we go out. And then here's Brad poolside, and we even have some play-by-play by Jaime Hareen and some of our cohorts on the Mexican National Radio. Check this out.
Juan Cosío. Le valió madre.
Oh my God. I can't believe you found that. That was me about 100 pounds ago. Oh man.
What did the Russian judge give you? I know the Chinese gave you 9.8 on your creativity and posterity.
Oh, that's funny. What did he give me? What did the judge give me?
9.8. The Russian judge gave you 9.8. So it's phenomenal.
The women poolside, they love a fat guy, a funny fat guy, and but I look good in a bathing suit, right?
And you start your trip. You're home. This is you in the morning. We got to show this every morning.
Oh no!
I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to go to Vegas and see fish and strippers and hookers and strippers and buffets. I'm going to Vegas. And Annie's like, the dog in the back is, thank God. I don't. 3 days without this guy is gonna be unbelievable. then we finish. Then he gets here, and look at the look on his face on this. You got to. Where were you? And what? This is beautiful. What's that?
Oh, that's Fresco's right across from the Virgin, because that's where I stay, because I am a virgin. That is a shrimp scampi. Those prawns. Look at those babies. Oh, huge. John Hyatt, the great one. They call him Hef, the little Hef, or, Hef 2. He is a god. I call him the owner when we walk into these strip clubs, but he knows the owner of Fresco's. We met him. It was unbelievable. Greatest food, greatest restaurant. Oh man, Italian food, baby. Wow. And the owner came over. He was such a nice guy. And his nephew is the chef. And just so much. Got to go there. If you're in Vegas, go. Go. You'll thank me in the morning. Wow, look at
You,
my face.
you
I haven't
look like
even
a
dug
guy.
in yet.
You look like a guy that's serving that, not a guy that's going to eat
Yeah, it looks
that.
like
You're
Hall
like,
Raider. Yeah.
yeah, it's like you're no, you're the guy coming back. You're a prep cook coming out up from the back.
Have you ever
Um,
been there? Has Hyatt ever
yes, I
taken you?
have.
Oh
But I
yeah.
know another place that sells prawns. It's pretty damn good. It's called Chuck's Tavern in North Durango, and we'll get there.
That's my
Now,
number one. That's my
Brad,
number one.
well,
Okay.
Brad starts this. This is the way he starts out one night. Then he ends up here, and this is insane. Look at the icon he's with. Believe it or not, look at the two women that they're with. Who's that, Brad?
Oh, let me tell you, I went. Oh, the women in the back doing the what is it? What is it called? A photo, whatever you call it.
Photo shoot.
Photo. A photo. What? No, when somebody gets into your picture, right? What is it called? Whatever. That's Carrot Top. That's Scott Thompson. I saw the show for the 9th time, and that's my friend Helen. She used to work with me in LA, and that's me with the fat fish hat on. Scott was unbelievable to me. I had a little video, excuse me, that I posted with him coming by, comes off the stage, and he shakes hands, and in my row, he got up, and I always do a little something with him, and it was class. Whatever that was, it was classic. Scott was so good. I want to shout out to Scott Thompson, aka Carrot Top. By the way, I've seen it 9 times. Probably 15 minutes of the show that I saw was something I saw before. The rest of it was all fresh material, and he crushed it for me. Incredible, really fun. And if you show the video, I think he might be showing this video. It was really fun. He was so nice, gracious. And he asked about you. Matter of fact, everybody knows you in Vegas. Why is that?
I don't know about that. I don't be asked about me. I don't have the video, but I know that ended up. Then he ends up the evening here, where if you want to get some good prawns, check out these shrimps.
Oh, there we go. JB in the middle, baby. What a great guy. Oh, I can't wait till he starts his podcast. It's going to be phenomenal. And who's the guy on his left? Oh, that's you.
Oh,
Ooh, man, you look.
that's middleweight champion Eric the Fish Snyder.
Yeah,
And
by the way, what is the fist? What is all that's like?
I give
So
a fist
eerie.
pump. Like,
Yeah,
well,
but
I'll
what
get out of
is
this.
that
This is the fist pump when you get excited, like Michael Jordan hitting the basket. Like
But
this.
that's
All
so
right,
eerie.
you
Eerie's
played
really nice.
sports. What did you do when you hit a basket? You go like this.
I
Yeah. What did
grab
you
my
do? Did you do
crotch.
this?
I grab my crotch.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If I can
That's
find
the
it.
difference. When you hit a basket, it was so far and few between. Same as someone scratching your goddamn crotch.
Oh my God.
Now, this is all done. Brad's seen Carrot Top. He's gone belly flop into a pool. He's dancing like he did back in the '80s, John Travolta style. But when the night ends, this is what really gives Brad an erection. Check him out right here.
I went back to my hotel room with that plate.
Look at that. Yeah.
Of course, I made love to those sandwiches. What are those burgers? What are those? Oh, my
Well,
God.
you ate them all.
I did. I didn't even know
Yeah.
what I was eating in my hotel room. Hello. But
Yeah.
by the way, that was really good. Those were really, really good. The food in Vegas is outstanding. New York and Vegas, unbelievable. LA too. Chicago. There's so many places. Believe it or not, I've sampled food in all those places. Hello.
Yeah,
But,
you have.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I
Great
want to
trip.
thank Deja and Lee and everyone that came out and saw Brad at Chuck's Tavern. It made my shift better, and it's a lot of fun. With If you could, he does bar mitzvahs and weddings and anniversaries. He shows up. You just got to give him a gift bag. He walks in with a gift bag, and he's got soaps he's giving the people and $5 hair clipped, coupons
Oh
to
God.
get their nose hairs clipped. He's a Joe Franklin of Las Vegas. Now,
Oh God.
we
Joe Franklin.
Tuesday was a big day. Tuesday was a big day in America, and I have one thing to say about the election. This is what I wanted to show you. This is my response. No more political ads.
Oh my God. No more political ads. Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
thank
over.
God.
We move on, baby. We move on. Next 4 years, hopefully, it'll be great. That's what I'm looking forward to. Right?
Absolutely. Whoever your commander in chief is, let's root for this country. There's we're all going to have our differences, and we're all Americans. That being said, Brad, Okay. Are you excited about the start of the Golden State Warriors? 8-1.
Unbelievable. Let me tell you about who's the most under. Okay, so Dave Roberts, underrated. He was a classic manager. He made all the right moves. They won the World Series, right? Steve Kerr, 10 years he's been in Golden State. Outstanding. Remember, Mark Jackson was the coach, right? They got rid
Sure.
of him, kicked into the Kurt. Steve came in with 4 championships. And here's the thing: you got all these personalities right on the team, and they don't all love each other. Look at Draymond and what was the guy he hit in the jaw? Whatever his name was.
Jordan Poole? Was it
Yeah,
Poole?
Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole. Yeah. Steve Kerr has to take that and mend fences. I mean, he's got these guys make big money. They got to perform. They got to get along. It's like actors. When you're on a set and you're working with an actor and you don't like them, you got to perform. You don't have to be friends. You go home. That's it, right? You do your job. And like not Chuck's Tavern, everybody gets along. I mean, great staff, great food. But you know what? You don't get along with everybody, but you got to get along with them on the job, on the court. So Golden State 8-1. No one thought they'd be 8-1, and the best is yet to come.
Yeah, they went into Boston. I watched them against Boston the other night. They
Oh,
went to Boston Garden. They're dropped when you drop threes in Boston Garden. That's
oh,
that fan base is, they're maniacal, and it was a great performance
yeah,
by the Warriors, and the NBA's off to a banging start. You're right. The Lakers came back to the pack. They're 4-4. They sent Bronny down to the G.
yeah.
There's a team in the South Bay in Los Angeles, like Manhattan Beach. Where is it? Like the South
Where,
Bay in the G League. Where is that at? Is that
oh,
somewhere
that's
like Manhattan
South
Beach
Bay
or
is Irvine,
Laguna?
OC, Orange County.
Oh, it's Orange County.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, no, we knew he was going to the G League. We knew that, but he played with his dad. He hit a shot. He'll be back up, by the way. They're bringing him back up, but they're going to put him down there to learn because come on. He is really good in college. He wasn't great. He had that health scare, but thank God he's healthy and he got to play with his dad. He's going to continue, and I like Bronny. I like him.
good.
But,
I'm glad you do. Now football, the
oh yeah.
Raiders. I got a funny line.
Oh,
I'm gonna
the
steal a line from
Raiders.
you. I'm gonna steal. Brad gave me a great line at the bar. He goes, "Who the Raiders playing this week?" And I said, "Well, they're on a bye." And Brad goes, "They'll still lose." Yeah,
Like that
yeah.
one, huh? Yeah.
That's
No,
tough. But
it's
the
tough.
NFL, I can't believe there's 4 college games left in the season. It goes so fast,
Uh,
and the NFL is way past the halfway point. 7, 8 games left, and the weather's changing. Um, what's it like in LA? What's the meter in LA right now that the Dodgers have given you this electric high? The Lakers are status quo. They're 500. Is there any
what about
pulse
the
about the
Clippers?
Los Angeles Kings,
What
the
about the
hockey team?
Clippers and the Kings and the
Okay.
Ducks and Anaheim? We got so many things to cheer for. It's kind of like TV now. You got the streaming, you got shows you never heard of, actors you never heard of, but there's so much entertainment. And LA is a great place. It's a great place, but it's got to get back to its glory. You lived here most of your life, crazy, right? It's got to get back to its glory. It's tough. I mean, let me tell you something. This traffic, I didn't miss that. I mean, I had traffic in Vegas for that Formula One. Oh, Vesmir, what they do, terrible. But LA, the traffic is unbearable. It's getting worse every day. And it was really sad today, Fish. I was with Annie and drove by my favorite Sentinella, veterinarian. No, not was it Sentinella? Animal supply. Where I
Animals,
get, yeah, I
sure.
get all my stuff there. And there was a guy sitting in front on the side of the street in front of it, just homeless and just it was just so sad. I go, when is this going to end? It's just horrible. People, I mean, we're in America, man. We gotta find a way to help these people. It's just terrible. It's really bad, man.
That's what I feel about this country. I feel like we have set the gold standard in helping other countries, but it's like your health or your mental health and your physical health. Unless you get yourself right, you
Right.
can't help anybody else. You can't love anybody else unless you love yourself. I learned that, rest in peace, from my mom. And yeah, it's the same thing with this country. I've seen it when I go back to LA to visit my brothers. My God, they're encampment everywhere. Of course, you have more people. This is hard for me. I grew up in LA. I moved here 30 some odd years ago. When I was in LA was, you're right, the golden age, 70s, 80s. Came out here very early 90s. And the population of the state of Nevada is 3.7 million people. I'll bet you LA County alone is 10 million people. Am I
Yeah,
right or less or
yeah,
more? Yeah. So
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
you could put three Nevadas into LA County. I don't know how you do it. I freaked out. I left my house to go down and pick up a Brad. Brad was at a hotel, the old Hard Rock down off Paradise off the strip. And it's insane to travel. I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking
yeah.
out. It's taking me an hour and a half to get down there through one lanes. What do you go through? We talked about this on past podcasts. You're a Lyft driver now until you start killing it next year, acting and producing and writing. This is your supplement income.
I hope my side hustle.
When you go on an average Lyft day, do you go two-part question? Do you do an 8 hour day because you can make your own hours? Now that 8 hour day, Bradley, how much do you sit in traffic?
Well, here's the thing. I don't do. I don't do the rush hour. I don't do the morning. I do it like from like 10:30 to like 1 or 2. Then I take a break. I wait for all the traffic. After 7, I go out for maybe an hour or 2. So I know when to go out. There's still traffic, but it's not like rush hour. Rush hour used to start at 5 o'clock in LA. Now it starts at 2:30. 2:30. I mean, it's bumper to bumper, like on Olympic, on Pico. You just can't get around. And Vegas, so you take shortcuts, but that even that is still long, right? I mean,
Sure.
same thing in LA. I do, I go to the airport 100 times a day, and I take my way, and it's usually faster than taking the, freeway or whatever. But it's gotten so bad. Wait till the Olympics happen in 2028. Our mayor thinks that everybody's going to stop driving and take buses. What?
No,
No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, Mayor. So
did you ever wonder this? Because we both grew up there. That you're the mecca of the entertainment industry. Besides, we might be the entertainment capital of the world, but you're the mecca of Vegas. You're the mecca of the entertainment population in Los Angeles. How, when this city got built in the 20s and 30s, how do you not plan for better public transportation? San Francisco did. The BART's wonderful. I've been on that a million times.
Yeah.
The Loop in Chicago, the subway system in New York City. How did they fuck that up so bad in LA? I know they got the metro and stuff like that, but we need better rapid transit in Los Angeles. What?
We waited too long. That's one thing. We waited too long.
I'm asking.
Yeah. And then how's this? They were supposed to be done already with the subways, and they're still not done. It's going to take, I hope it's done by 2028. But let me tell you something. The delays and the bullshit, and oh my goodness, when they close, this is what really is my pet peeve. When I'm in a lane and they close like the right lane and you have to, be in one lane, then there's nobody around. Why did you do that? Where is everybody? Where are the construction guys? Why did you close this fucking lane? It's terrible. They Caltrans, all that, they just missed the bus. I missed their stop. We waited much too long, Fish, to do this. And I hope it's done by the Olympics. It's going to be interesting, but it's going to be, that's the time I come to Vegas, stay away from LA because, if you're a local yokel like me, it's going to be crazy, but I had such a good time in Vegas, man. I just want to thank you again. It was incredible. I'll never forget my 40th birthday. 50th? How old am I?
How old are you? Are you telling them how old are you really? Be honest. I'm 64. How old are you?
When I tell the ladies in Vegas, I am 40, but I just turned 60 years old. Do I look 60?
Yeah.
I know.
You know why?
You know why? I don't feel it. And it's just a number because the people from high school that you saw them in high school, then you see them at the 10-year reunion. They look like 50, right? They don't look there. No, I've seen some guys and girls that, too much partying, too many drugs, not good. So, but you look great. How old are you again?
64.
Jesus, you look great.
The Beatles did a song about that. You know why? Because you can catch the Fat Fit podcast. Check out our grill. Check out our little banner down there. Facebook Live, YouTube, DBTV, Roku, and Podbean. I'm waving at my my gardener. Check out clips of Fat Fish on TikTok at Fish6134. Thank you, Shucks Tavern. Again, everything Brad and I say are not the opinions of Shuck Tavern or Johnny Cocktails Entertainment. And 85 shows in. And one thing I learned about you is that when you change your look, we get emails. Brad had a disheveled look. So last week I bugged the shit out of him saying like Al Capone. Actually, Robert De Niro's portrayal of Al Capone in the movie The Untouchables, 1987, Kevin Costner. I get I get an email from Robert Esslinger, okay,
Robert.
Pacoima, California. Pacoima's way out in the valley, right? Robert Esslinger, Pacoima, California.
Yeah,
And
right.
Brad's going to tell a story because I had to pick this one out. Brad looks like a better version, a skinnier version of Brendan Fraser's portrayal of the whale.
No. Oh my
Tell
God.
everyone how close you were to being Brendan Fraser's real portrayal of the whale. Go.
I read 3 times for that part, and I went in. What's his name? Darren, the director, Darren Aronofsky. I forgot how to pronounce his last name, but he was in the room, and I sat there in my underwear. Okay, in the room.
Oh,
The producer and I was horrible, and yeah, I committed. I put my underwear on. And by the way, I changed right there. I don't wear underwear, so I put underwear on because I didn't want to freak him out. But it was between me, Brendan Fraser, and another guy, and Brendan did an incredible job. But that's a commitment. I mean, of course, he had they added many pounds to him, but what a performance. But I was up. I was right there, man. I was right there. I could have been the whale, if you know what I mean. Thank you, Robert. That's a compliment, brother. Thank you.
well,
sir.
I knew that you auditioned for it and you came, inches from getting that part, which thank God you didn't interrupt. You went doing a podcast with this schmuck. But that's a wonderful movie.
Putz.
And
Putz. Yeah.
Putz.
Listen, I've come close to a lot of great roles, and I've got a lot of great roles over different people. Great story. I was in Striptease with Demi Moore.
Lucky.
Oh man! So I'm walking. Okay, so the cast director goes, okay, I send him my tape from the Tropicana, the MC. It was for the DJ at the Eager Beaver where Demi Moore worked. So I'm at Culver Studios, and I'm walking up the stairs, and the assistant to the producer and the casting director, John Lyons, the casting director, she was outside having a cigarette, and I walk up, and she looks at me and goes, "You're the one." I said, "What?" She goes, "You didn't hear it from me. You're the one. Go get it." Oh man, that takes a lot of pressure off you. So I walk in the room, and John Lyons, the casting director, Andrew Bergman, the director, and Mike LaBelle are sitting there smoking cigars. I walk in, and they look at me, and they go, "Who the fuck is Johnny Cocktails? Who the fuck are you?" New Yorkers, great guys, right? I go, "Oh fuck," but I had my microphone from the Tropicana female mud wrestling in my bag, so I took it out. I stood up, and I just did my act right in front of them. I called them names. I called them this, and then I sit down. I go, and I faked like I had a cigar in my mouth. That's who the fuck I am. Now, that was a move. They could have said, "Get the fuck out of the office." But you know what they did? We love it. And as I was leaving, I heard them say to themselves, "Man, Roast Beef's going to be fucking pissed off." There's an actor, a great guy called Johnny Roast Beef. Okay. And Johnny Roast Beef. He was in
From
a lot
Goodfellas?
of That's him. Yes.
But they remember the Johnny Roast Beef character in Goodfellas? Wow.
Yes, that's him.
Same guy?
Same guy. And
God.
they used him in a couple, like a Nicolas Cage film and this other film. But the whole thing about Striptease was my buddy called me. No, I'm sorry. I read it in Variety that she got $12 million to play this stripper, Aaron Grant. And I said, God, I got to get in that. I read the book, and then my buddy got me in for the casting, and I just charmed John Lyons, great guy, and I got the role. It changed my life. It was my first away game. I went to Fort Lauderdale, Miami for 2 months. Unbelievable. And Demi Moore was so cool. This is funny. I'm talking to her. She goes, "I know you're an actor and you're a comedian, but you work at that club in LA." Oh, yeah, Demi. She goes, how do I look? How does my body look? I go, "Demi, turn around. Your ass is so fucking hard. It's unbelievable." She was like, "Thank you." So she goes, "I got to go work out." So there was this big semi that all the, she had her trainer and all the, the weights and all that. I told her, I'm going to go work out too. I'm going to go have a fucking ding dong and a hot dog over at the craft service table. She laughed, but it was so much fun. It taught me a lot about a lot of things, all good and bad, a little bit. Nothing's perfect on a set, but they treated me. And by the way, in the movie, they made me these really cool baseball jerseys that say Eager Beaver, and I'll wear one. I'll wear it on if it still fits on our podcast. And I went to the LA premiere with my 90-year-old Jewish grandmother, Helen Nanny Klein. We've talked about her. I put one on. I put one on my grandma. Have you ever seen a 90-year-old Jewish woman with Eager Beaver across her chest? It happened. It happened.
Yes. If you go to the B'nai B'rith monthly sandwich mixer and your grandmother walked in, hey,
Oh my God,
Maury,
no.
what's all? Who's the Eager Beaver over there, goddammit? That's
You do a great
Klein.
old Jewish guy, man. You do a great old Jewish guy.
Demi Moore, you brought it up. I mean, I've heard wonderful things. My mom worked with her. My mom was a costumer in the business. My mom, rest in peace. And one of the most gracious, talented people and humble. And I got to give props. I'm going to go props to her. And I'm going to do a testimonial to somebody. We used to do this at the end of the show, but I want to do this for our buddy John Orlando. Demi Moore, the way she's caretaking, she's been divorced from Bruce Willis for a long time. And she is so involved. Everyone doesn't know Bruce Willis has the frontal dementia, and he's not Bruce Willis anymore. And Demi had kids with the guy, and they're so involved in caretaking for him. It's a wonderful, talk about a caretaker right there. Takes care of his parents, who are cognitively great. But what she does with Bruce Willis is it's so heartfelt in a time when we're so divided and people are so angry right now. Here's a superstar like that goes back and helps her ex-husband. I got to say kudos. Matt Kelly. I met Matt Kelly one time with Brad. We went to a place called Sticky Paws to do a podcast studios for our interview with Carrot Top. Carrot Top. And Matt Kelly looks like a linebacker that could actually play for the Raiders now. And he just got out of his own podcast, and he was interviewing Brad Garrett from Everyone Loves Raymond. And he just engaged Brad and me in a conversation of positivity, because he knew we were fledgling podcast guys trying to get monetized somehow. When you meet someone and they make an impression on you that, oh my God, if I ever saw that guy again, I'm going to buy all his beers the whole night. That was Matt Kelly. Matt Kelly passed away from cancer. I never knew he had cancer. I found out on Facebook. John Orlando, a friend of the show, a really good friend of Brad. We send our deepest sympathies, because a person like that deserves the kind of testimonial we can give him on our whatever 85th show.
Matt Kelly was so sweet and so nice. You look at him and you go, I watched the podcast with Brad Garrett. He was outstanding. He was such a great podcast host. Nicest guy in the room, nicest guy in Vegas, help people, big heart. Why does the man upstairs take a guy like that? Why? That's what I can't stand. People who get cancer, people that get sick, they pass at a young age. Why? And then Charles Manson, a mass murderer, he lives till 85, 90 years old. I mean, it's crazy. Why? So I'm just,
we don't know. We don't have these answers.
It's just, I know it's life, but I just
life.
have a very tough time with that. But Matt Kelly, you rest in peace. You fly high. We'll see you one day. Save us a spot, me and the fish, for our podcast in heaven, my friend.
Say, Brad, that plate of burgers. He'll need it more than I will. Yeah.
Lots of burgers.
If you believe it, let me ask you this. I'll jump on. Then we're going to
one last thing I want to say. John Orlando, most amazing guy in the world. Heart of gold, this guy. This guy was with Matt Kelly the last week of his life. I mean, with him every day. He sat right next to his bed when he got out of the hospital. He went to visit him. I mean, that's a person that deserves everything, and I'll say it 100 times. I mean, guys like John Orlando, guys like Tony Orlando, his dad, guys like Eric Schneider, Eric the Fish Schneider, and then of course Scott Carrot Top Thompson. They deserve it all. That's what I'm saying. When people like Adam Sandler, they make loads of cash, they're a big star, they're living their dream. They deserve it because they give back. You know what I'm saying? while they're up top, they give back to people that are less fortunate. Or I'm telling you, I know so many Adam Sandler stories from his manager and from other people I've met and stuff, because he's a very private person. These guys, like and Scott Thompson, they don't talk about what they do. They just do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't walk into a children's hospital to visit a kid, with cancer and take a film crew with them and then post it. No,
no.
It's just between Scott, Carrot Top Thompson, and the kid. Adam Sandler and the kid.
Shaquille O'Neal, one of the greatest NBA players ever, one of the greatest personalities. He's a phenomenal philanthropist.
Unbelievable.
And if a camera comes in back of him while he's doing it, he'll kick the guy out. God, how did you find me? How does TMZ hear? How?
Right. Exactly.
This is between me and the person that I want to take care of, or the organization I want to take care of. But John Orlando was on our podcast about in the 40s. Go back and if you search Fat Fish on YouTube, and of all the 85 shows, some are great, some stink. I'll be honest. But John Orlando tells a 17-minute story about needing to get $10,000 and playing blackjack with Michael Jordan in Las Vegas that I've watched 30 times because it's so brilliant, the way his delivery, his inflection, the way he talks about it.
He's a great
new segment on the show.
Yeah, he's
I go first, and I'm going to find it from Brad. I have a clip of one of my favorite films. It's a 3-minute clip. I'm going to play it. That I'm going to talk about. This film came out in 1984. It's called The Pope of Greenwich Village. Wow. This clip, the American Film Institute said, is one of the top 15 clips in movie history. Okay. This is the young Eric Roberts. Many of you will know who he is. Many of you won't. Many of you know who Mickey Rourke
is. With the Stars. This
season. Well, Mickey Rourke had a phenomenal career in the 80s. And when you see him now, and you see him back in this clip, this is from the Pope of Greenwich, Pope of Greenwich Village, 1984. I want to discuss the scene with Brad, break it down from an actor's point of view and from a layman's point of view. And then next week, Brad will tell me something, won't tell you what it is. You guys at fishgrunny1@gmail.com, give us your favorite movies, and we'll get a clip. I can get a clip on YouTube. We have the rights, put it on the show, and then Brad could break it down from an acting standpoint of what he would do. Well, he couldn't do this, but what he... So here we go. Pope of Greenwich Village, 1984. Watch this scene. Top 15 scene, movie history.
Charlie, they took my thumb.
Who did?
Man.
Who did?
It hurt so much.
Paulie, what happened?
The bed bug took my thumb, man.
Oh, no. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
No, Chalucha. That guy's a fucking psycho, man. He'll chop you up.
Paulie.
Oh, man, it hurts so much.
Paulie, did they give you anything for this?
Yeah.
What did they give you?
Yeah. They gave me this stuff. They gave me this stuff at the hospital. But I took all of it. I've been taking it all day.
You took
and
all of
ain't done
this?
a fucking thing for
You
me.
took all of this?
I took it all, man.
Paulie,
Charlie,
Paulie, what can I do for you?
I didn't do nothing,
Paulie, what
man.
can I do for you?
It was my life, man. I didn't want to give the poor bastard up, but it was my life, Charlie. Your Barney ain't family. I don't know him that much.
Hey, Barney, what about me, Paulie? Paulie, I'm family. Did they press you for me?
Yeah, they pressed me. They pressed me hard. They took my thumb, Charlie. What the hell happened here, man? What the hell? Look at that chair, man. What the hell happened here, Charlie?
She walked out. She took the money. She left.
That's what robbed you? My God, what did you do, Charlie?
I didn't do anything, Paulie. I didn't hit her. I didn't do nothing.
You can't do that, man. I mean, you don't abuse them once in a while, they'll shit all over you. I don't mean that you walk around morning to night whacking them upside their head like someone from the other side, but you gotta terrorize them once in a while just to keep them in line, know what I mean? I mean, like, you know, Sometimes when they embarrass you in front of your friends, you whack them with the backhand. You're not out in the middle of the room like some fucking animal, you know, but nice. In the bedroom, you know. Ba-boom! Oh, what am I? Some kind of asshole? Ba-boom! Another one. Oh. What is it? Some kind of fucking joke? You get your coat on fast, and you don't say goodnight to nobody. You understand me? Huh? Huh? That's to keep them humble. When you don't let them say goodnight to nobody, they walk out looking at the fucking floor. Charlie! They took my soul!
Paulie.
My fucking motherfucker! God damn it!
Paulie. 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 Paulie.
Unbelievable. Incredible. Wow.
You see
Wow.
now this man, I've seen this man right here, Brad, do serious work. I will tell you the stories of Pope of Greenwich Village. Paulie's a waiter, Charlie's a manager of a restaurant, and they get involved with the mob. That's all. I don't want to give away anything. And that scene didn't really give away anything.
Yeah.
I heard they did that in 3 takes. And how? Explain the blocking of that scene, Brad, what you took out of it, because you're the, like I said, you're the aficionado when it comes to acting. I'm so blown away by that movie, and it came out 40 years ago this week. 40 years ago. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. What did you take out of that?
Eric Roberts, I worked with him before, and he is just, first of all, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. But look at the commitment he made. He had most of the dialogue, right?
Sure.
Mickey Rourke, what, had maybe a page. He had probably 4 pages. And to get it all, and remember, they have cutaways to Mickey Rourke reacting to his stuff. Absolutely incredible. I mean, that is a great actor. And by the way, Eric Roberts is the brother of Julia Roberts, if people
Right.
didn't know that. Pretty one. One of the great guys, one of the real good guys. And so good to see him on Dancing with the Stars. And, he's just a great person. And I learned a lot from him when I worked with him on this movie. And it really is one of the top scenes of all time because
Well, they've
you
both
learn
gone
that.
through, they've both gone through a career where they were so popular when they were younger,
Yep.
but they've gone through addiction issues and they both overcome it. And Mickey Rourke made a great comeback, everyone. We're an entertainment and sports show, mainly movies, and he did The Wrestler, which got him fame. Eric Roberts went on from that and did Runaway Train, which got him an Academy Award nomination. And then he did a bunch of other stuff. I was watching, I was binge watching a show that came out on USA Network called Suits, and he played he played a bad guy in Suits. He's always doing stuff.
Yeah.
But you see that movie. That movie was written by a guy named Vincent Patrick, a bartender. Okay.
Hello.
And it was shot. It was shot for maybe $300,000 in New York. Burt Young's in it.
Yep.
Burt Young played Paulie in the
Rocky.
Rocky trilogies or the four, whatever how many movies there was. It's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. It's called an indie film. It was and I watched that scene. It's like when you watch John Candy. John Candy gets off that bus in Stripes and sees John Larroquette and he goes, "How you doing, Eisenhower?" And
Yeah.
I can watch it 1,000 times and fall off the fucking chair. Belushi in Animal House.
Great
Belushi in Animal House when he takes the Jack Daniels and drinks the whole thing. They took the fucking bar. Brad, I could watch Brad. Okay, I could watch Brad 1,000,000 times doing this.
Whoa. Hello. I'm Elizabeth Taylor. What do we have here? Tina and, Coco. Where do you think you're going? The only people who get to go to the dressing rooms are our fabulous regulars. and our open micers after they pass round one. Could you step aside, Coco? And you are?
Oh, great. Let me talk about Miss Congeniality too. I'm telling you, Sandra Bullock, she was so nice, and Regina King was so awesome. And I'm in this fucking dress, and I got the Spanx on, and I got the whole fucking look, and I had the greatest makeup lady ever, the sweetest woman, and we just talked the whole time. I mean, because I had to come in, I did it by 2 days. I had 2 days on it, and they had to put me through the works, as they call it in showbiz, and so much fun. I mean, I learned a lot. I had so much fun, and I mean, that put on a dress and makeup. Drag queen, you got to have some cojones, baby. But I've committed myself as an actor. I'll take any role. I'll make it mine. And just to talk about Eric Roberts and Mickey Rourke, that was a real scene. It's acting is just like us. We're talking now. That's acting. Okay. It's not going over the top and doing this and doing that. Just be this right here, right here. This is where you are, right here. And then you go up and then you come back down. That's real. And that's what makes a great actor. Keeping it real, making it yours. You're an actor. Look at you. You're an actor for 44 years at the bar, right?
Yeah.
And a therapist.
Yeah.
So
what's your take on people are so pissed off that they're doing a remake of The Godfather with Javier Bardem playing the Godfather and Oscar Isaac playing the Michael role. Have we lost all our creativity in Hollywood? Can't they leave the great shit alone?
Yeah, you know
What's
why
your
they
take?
do it? Because, well, okay, I'm glad they're making Happy Gilmore too, because I love Sandler and Happy
But he's
Gilmore.
in it.
No,
he's in it, right?
No, yeah, right. They're not bringing back the actors from Godfather. Some of them are not with us anymore. But it's all about money. It's follow the money trail, because they have a fan base, and because the first movie did great. Like, they've done 6 Revenge of the Nerds, right? That was my first movie, which got me my SAG card. I'm telling you that's why they do it. It's all about, why don't you go back to the 80s and 90s and let some writers write? And by the way, my friend Jamie Wager, huge, great manager for writers. He said the writers are not like they used to be. That's one of the problems. It's all the word on the page. But Jamie's fantastic. He goes, don't worry, it'll come back. But these executives and they greenlight some of their biggest fucking bombs and shit. I mean, you're like, what is this? This is where $50 million went? One of the great actors of our time, producers, Tom Cruise. First guy on the set, last guy to leave, right? And what happened when COVID was happening, they were doing, I think, Mission Impossible 9, or they did 8 and 9 together. And one guy took his mask off, and that Cruise lit him up. What are you doing? These people have families. Put that fucking mask back on. And somebody, he was still mic'd, and they took it and they posted it on online, and it was incredible. Tom Cruise is a very passionate guy, and to be in the set first and last to leave, most big stars come 2 hours late. Yeah. But Tom Cruise, great actor, great guy too.
That's why I brought up Pope of Greenwich Village. It's a story. We're losing the stories. It's 2 Italian cousins that are living in Greenwich Village, and they decided to take on a mob boss. That's all I'm going to tell you, and it's brilliant. The script, there's not a moment. There's such great dialogue, but it's a story. You see the passion between the 2 cousins, and they're trying to get ahead in life, and they're street kids. I mean, all the movies we saw in the 70s, even Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which you bring up all the time.
Oh, one of my
it's
top
a vignette. It's a vignette of different people, but the same stories are all in high school, and they're all trying to get through high school and get laid. And one guy's a ticket broker who's a scumbag, and one kid thinks he's the assistant manager and a stud, and the 2 girls are trying to find their hormones. But it's all brought together. I don't. Everything
funny.
Right now is Marvel. You're right.
Yeah.
We talked about this. The bar.
Star Wars,
Marvel and horror movies have always been a big genre.
And they're all the same.
We're gonna take a slice out of that next year. But
what's funny about Fast Times, you mentioned that. So I was at basketball practice, and I was driving home up Barrington to San Vicente. Of course, Mom's was right down the street. Mom's Saloon, where you made your mark. Give me a fist. Yeah, motherfuckers. So there it is. 2, I get 2. All right. All these trucks, all this stuff going on. And on the corner was this burger place called All American Burger. And that's where Judge Reinhold worked as a cook at the All American Burger. So I go, excuse me, a crew guy. I go, hey, what's going on here? He goes, oh, we're filming a movie, as you see. Go, what are you filming? Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I go, wow, what's that about? He go, oh, you'll know. I go, who does it star? Sean Penn. Who's that? Oh, you'll know. And he was right. When I saw that for the first time, Sherman Oaks Galleria, I mean, all around LA. And then I was in the commissary, and Cameron Crowe, who wrote it, was in. I waited on him, and I go, Mr. C, I love that movie. And he was so humble. He was so nice. And
what a brilliant, talk about, he wrote Almost Famous.
That's
Did you
when
see
I want
Almost
young
Famous?
people. Yeah. Almost Famous, exactly.
He wrote that. You know who he married? He married one of the greatest groups, Heart. Nancy Wilson, the blonde, and she's actually in Fast Times. Remember the scene when the Judge Reinhold was driving? He's got to wear that stupid captain hook uniform, and she pulls up in a 450 SL convertible, and she's winking at him, and then she sees him, and she's laughing because he's in his stupid ass uniform.
And then he looks in the mirror and goes, "Oh fuck, look at me." Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, the one thing I was really pissed about during COVID, Sean Penn had a table read for the movie. But he didn't play Spicoli. Shia LaBeouf, who I've worked with too, great kid. He played Spicoli and was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh,
great actor.
He's a great actor and a great kid. But you have to understand something. He was terrible as Spicoli. Sean Penn should have played it. That's the thing I don't like about actors like Sean Penn who make decisions. Buddy, you're revered as Spicoli. Come back and make fun of yourself and play him in this table read. But they think, unfortunately, oh, that was then, this is now. I'm a Shakespearean actor. Yeah, you are. Yeah, sure.
But let's go back. Are we losing creativity because
you're
seeing? Let's go. I don't know. I've never asked you this. I don't know what your favorite genre of music is, but there's so many remakes now of. Remember the band Tommy James and the Shondells? Princeton and Clover. Okay, a huge band in the 60s.
I like disco. I'm a late 70s, early 80s guy. And I like rap a little bit. I like Will Smith. I love him. I like, what was it? Remember the Miami song? And I love Snoop and all the. Remember the halftime show at the Super Bowl like 2 years ago at SoFi? It was phenomenal. Every great rapper from the 80s when it all started, right after the Sugar Hill Gang, it was great.
Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah. Great, I'm straight out of Compton, man. We grew up with Snoop and Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, and it was just wow. Ice Cube. It's funny. Ice Cube goes out there and does an unbelievable rendition of his hip hop at Dodger Stadium. And who's the other guy? Fat Joe. What's his name?
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe didn't hit the mark. That didn't work at Yankee Stadium. Hit the mark. But you know what? It was interesting at that time because the rappers from the East Coast and the West Coast had a rivalry, and it got violent. Biggie Smalls and Notorious.
Both the big ones died. Who's it?
Notorious. Biggie Smalls died. Tupac.
Biggie Small. Yeah.
Tupac Shakur was so fucking talented. What was that movie that I loved it with Janet Jackson? Where she's a post. They're going across and Regina King's in it. What?
Yep. No. Those were fun. By the way, Biggie Smalls was at the Peterson Museum, the car museum on Fairfax and Wilshire at a party, and he comes out and he gets in his Escalade, whatever, and somebody killed him right there, and it was something to do with what's his name? Tupac's death. East Coast, West Coast, all that stuff.
Tupac.
It's so much fun. All these rappers getting in trouble and
extreme talent,
other. It's terrible, just terrible.
Poetic Justice. The movie's called. I'm thinking about that.
Poetic Justice. That's good.
Janet Jackson, Regina King, who you worked with. Tupac was great. You know, it's
He's a great
amazing.
actor, yeah.
It's it is. You know what I'm binge
What
watching
he
now,
would have
which
done
is
if he was still around. You know, that's the thing with these young people dying. All bullshit. There's so many other rappers that have died recently. You know, one guy shot the other. It's just terrible, really bad. And that L.A. is, you know, I think I told this story, but I worked Halloween as a Lyft driver, and I was on my last ride across the street from the Forum to drop two guys off. Then that was my last ride, so I got on Manchester. Oh, I was at Manchester and Prairie, right in front of the Forum sign. And got my music on, I'm kicking it, and then waiting for the green light. And these girl gang members roll up on me, and I'm like, and they start. I didn't look at them, because I didn't break. But I heard them. I saw them out of the corner of my eye. You mother effer, you cracker, you mother, we're gonna fucking kill you. Wow.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. I waited for that green light, baby. I was like Mario Andretti. I hit the freeway in 30 seconds. I mean, I learned one thing. Nothing good happens at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
On
it does.
Halloween,
I'm working.
That's the only thing. Not in LA, man. Not in LA. Okay.
Not
You
in
have
a
to
town that's
recover
not
if you can.
24/7. So, but we're losing. The theme of this is Grunny's Vegas vacation, which really
much
Chevy
fun.
Chase. Chevy Chase couldn't. Who could play you? Maybe we can get Brendan Fraser to
How
slim
about I play
down.
myself, sir?
Oh,
Is that
God,
nice?
it's
Can I
funny.
do that?
You're always on, always
Who
on.
plays
We go to
Who plays you in the fish story? The fish.
Eric
the fish
Roberts.
market.
Eric
Oh, the
Roberts.
fish market.
Have you
Who?
seen Eric Roberts nowadays? He's great.
Yeah,
He wears
he could play.
glasses.
Yes,
And I resemble him a little bit. Just a little bit.
No,
I've heard
he
it.
could play you. He would be
Eric
great.
Roberts could play me.
Yeah.
If Dom DeLuise was alive, he could play you. Who could play you? What actor could play you? I'm trying to think. Could Kevin James play you?
Kevin James, maybe.
Yeah, because you got the face. You're a lovable big guy. That's what you are. You know.
He's a lovable big guy. I mean, he's lost some weight. He looks great. I work with him on. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry with Sandler.
Well, here's the thing about that.
Great
Big guys like you. How lucky are you? You worked with Regina King and Sandra Bullock and Demi Moore. You brought those three people up in this podcast.
I played Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, no, I'm talking about the young ones that are really good looking. Okay, you just brought up Kevin James. I was so jealous that he got Leah Remini. Is that her name? Was drop dead gorgeous in King of Queens. And I'm thinking there you go.
Beautiful.
You always talk about girls going for bad guys. There's a girl going for a fat guy, and he's lucky. UPS driver, and she's sexy, and she's a New Yorker, and there was method acting when they were getting the bed and kissing and stuff like that. There's no way. There's just no way I wouldn't be hard the whole time. But I'm a savage.
No. I think I talked about Tommy Lee Jones when he was in the movie with Roseanne Arquette.
Oh, did he get a hard on and did he tape it down or something?
I think I told you that story. I think I might have told you at the bar or told you on a podcast. Yes, they had the prop guy came out and he masked his fucking cock to his fucking leg. That's happened to you too, in your life, right?
No,
he had to do it. No, she couldn't. Yeah, no, but to be naked.
Yeah, with me, they're not using with me. They're using electrical tape. With you, it's
they're using Scotch tape with you.
Scotch tape with you, buddy. They could find that little nub. Oh my God!
I got to talk to your wife about your nub.
My nub. Talk to my wife about my nub. 85 shows in. I'm gonna get a video. AJ Pasquale is gonna send us a video about the Nick Pasquale Foundation.
Please.
It's gonna tear jerking again.
Oh my
Matt
God.
Kelly, Keith Berman.
Keith, I can't wait to give you that husband kiss.
You talk about Mike Tyson in his prime. Mike Tyson's got this joke of a fight coming up against Jake Paul. Big deal. But this guy is Mike Tyson in his prime, fighting this absolutely belligerent, bullshit, hateful cancer called pancreatic cancer. And he's winning. And we're going to keep rooting for him.
Yes.
And
Keith, we love you, man. We can't wait to party with you, cowboy. You and us, forget about it. That was a line from Stripes, remember? When they're all sitting around with Uncle Holka. Remember that?
Warren Oates, what an actor, you know?
Yeah. Oh, Stripes was one of the best, man. That was one of the great
movies. Go see these films. If Brad and I are talking about films from the 80s, go see it because you'll watch Pope of Greenwich Village, you'll see Stripes, you'll see
Fast Times,
and you'll say, oh my God. Yeah.
Trading
How come we didn't
Places. Yeah. These
Trading?
movies.
Those are all the classic comedies, but there's
No,
good.
they don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
They just don't make. Like I'm going to tell. Sorry, Eddie Murphy, but I watched Beverly Hills Cop 5 or whatever the fuck was on Netflix. It was horrible, horrible.
I didn't like it either.
Judge Ron. It was. Let me tell you, Judge Reinhold was in it. John Ashton, God rest his soul. I waited on him at the Braemar Country Club in the grill after he golfed every week. Sweetest guy in the world. But it was a terrible fucking movie. Why do you make the movie? Why? It's got a fan base, right? Money. It's all about follow the money trail. See, the creativity is gone, Fish. Gone. I don't know if it's
got to be.
It's all about the money. They only it made Eddie Murphy Beverly Hills Cop franchise made $500 million.
Okay. The Whale is a brilliant story about a man trying to reconcile with his daughter who weighs 600 pounds. That's a story. That's heartbreaking. Don't tell you how it ends. So there are movies out there. Right. We don't coagulate to them, like you said. Dune. Now the Dune prophecies are coming on, and you're seeing the next Last of Us. All zombies, Marvel, apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah.
Disaster movies are big. Again, we had them with the Towering Inferno and Earthquake, the Irwin Allen movies of the 70s. They're all coming back,
Yeah. But you know why they come back? Because
and The Rock's in all of them.
If the movie Rock's the best.
Yeah.
I'm telling you one thing. The reason they make them is because if they fail, they'll say, wait a minute. They're like politicians. These executives just want to keep their job. What do you mean? The first one made $80 million. This one didn't. Of course I'm going to make the movie, They think about the money. That's it. It's how much they're going to put in, how much they're going to get out. That's what it's all. By the way, thinking about this amazing drink. It's called Cloud Water, and Barry and Mark, they own the company. I'm drinking blackberry, lemon, and rosemary. Great seltzer, great for your gut. And I got a big gut. I always tell everybody, a happy gut. And it's so good for you. And it tastes fantastic. Cloudwaterbrands.com. That's cloudwaterbrands.com. Use our family-friendly discount, FATFISH20. And you'll thank me in the morning when you buy a case.
Catch a Fat Fish podcast. Hey, a little promo for us. Live, YouTube, DBTV, Roku, everything else, man. Podbean is so good to us with our listeners, and we love our listeners. And I'll get more clips of Brad in Vegas, TikTok.
No, I don't want any more.
6134 Shucks Tavern and Johnny Cocktails Entertainment. Thank you for employing us. And on that note, got to hear that cackle. Take it away.
But before we do that, next week we're going to show you myself and my friend Helen in that picture at Carrot Top. There's a little video rolling around out there, and we're going to show it on the show. What a day. 85 is now in the books, my friend. Thank you for everything. Thank you for asking me to do this podcast 85 shows ago. I love you, Fish. You're the best. Dave Linden, take us home, baby.
You've been listening to the Fat Fish Podcast, heard on all your favorite platforms. Until next time.
Yes! Manny, I love you.